is there, and I reach up and I touch it, and it's like time froze. It just froze. And I was like locked into this weird movement. Frozen. You know, it is hard to talk about, but that little video you just watched, I mean, that's exactly what it felt like you're frozen in time. You know, and I hear a lot of people like glamorizing, you know, their alien encounter or whatever, but you know, mine, I didn't really feel anything, you know. I don't even know, you know, I don't know. I don't like talking about it, but I talked about it one time on the channel, so I'll tell you guys what happened. So I was about 13, right? My family, they were going to, the circus came to town, and back then it was a big deal. This was like in the 90s, you know, and I was very ill and I couldn't go, you know, so I had to stay home. My uncle, you know, he had to babysit, so I'm laying in my uncle's bed. I have a high temperature, you know, a fever, and you know, I'm just laying there, and I felt like the energy in the room, it started to, like the atmosphere changed, you know, it started to get different, like this electrical current, right? And I knew something was wrong, but so I wasn't asleep. Next thing you know, this thing, I don't know, this electrical being like manifested right above me, like right about here, like right about here, about there. Okay, it was blue, like an electrical blue color. And she was actually, I say she, a female. I believe the being was a female. And it was weird because she was kind of pretty, you know? I mean, it's hard to explain. Like, you know, again, I wasn't afraid. It was almost like angelic, you know? And I even thought, well, maybe it was an angel. I don't know. I don't think so, though, because what happened was I reached out and I touched the being, okay, with my right hand. And it's important, my right hand. And I was like, immediately, I went to like another dimension. Like I went from the bed to, oh God, I get goosebumps. I know y'all can't see it, but oh, it gives me chills, okay. I was immediately like transformed to another, I don't even know, dimension, I guess, right? I don't know what to call it. It was like nothingness, like the blackness of space, right? And but I was just kind of there with her, and then it was just like a flash, and I'm back in the bed, right? And the being is still hovering above me, and at that point, I was no longer touching her, and it kind of just like disappeared, vaporized into nothing. And I wasn't dreaming, nothing like that. You know, I jumped out of bed. Oh, let me back up a little bit. There is one kind of funny part to it. So I was into He-Man back then. You guys remember the cartoon He-Man? I had a little plastic sword next to my bed, And after that happened, I freaked out. I jumped up and I went like that, and I broke the light. There's a ceiling fan like there is up there. I don't know if you guys can see it or not, probably not. But it broke the globe, and the light, it just fell all over the damn bed. And so my uncle came running in. I was running out, and I told him what happened. He told me, no, you're having a nightmare. You're sleepwalking or whatever. But no. But, I hear a lot of people talking about like sleep paralysis. It was kind of like that. When I say I was frozen, I couldn't move. Whatever that it was, whatever the entity, the being was, it had full control of my mind and my body. And it's, I don't even want to talk about it. Like, I don't know. I debated on making the video, but then I developed a severe case of OCD where everything had to be on the right. I was obsessed with putting everything on the right. And it was, I think, because I touched her with my right hand, is what I think. I really do. I know it sounds crazy, but I'm telling you the truth. I mean, I swear to God, on everything. I swear to you, I'm telling you the truth. And it was a big problem. Like when I was going to school, I would write 4 little dots. Like if this was my homework right here, I would put 4 dots on the right. Like everything had to be on the right. And I would do things in increments of 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3. I did it 100 times in my head a day, 1,000 times. If I'd walk through a doorway, I'd have to touch the right hand side. Anytime I place anything, even to this day, I have to, see right there, I have to point it to the right if I touch it. And if you look at my arms, you can see my right arm is much bigger than my left arm. It's because I do everything with my right arm. I don't like using my left arm. I'm telling you, I have like severe OCD, and I've dealt with it. Now that I'm older, I can handle it a lot better. But yeah, and it came from that day, from that day forward. And what I think happened, okay, I think our mind, our body, our brain, like we're not made to deal with that, something so powerful, right? And that's what I truly think. Whatever that alien being was, like I shouldn't have touched it, but I did. And again, humans, we are not capable of handling that kind of power. And it was like this universal power. I can't even describe it to you. Like I said, when I touched her, we, boom, went to some other place, and I told someone, I talked about it before, and someone asked me how I felt, and I said indifferent. What do you feel? You feel nothing. You feel frozen. But then it does sound haunting. Sounds terrifying. But I wasn't afraid. I was not afraid. Definitely not afraid, but I knew from that, I knew my life was going to be different from that moment on, and I always think like maybe when I die, whatever that was, it'll visit me again, because I want to know what was it, when something like this happens to you, the main question you have in your mind is, what was it? You want answers, because you cannot explain what happened to you. And I hear a lot of people talk about that, and I totally get it, completely get it. But, yeah, I mean, I don't know what else to tell you. I believe the beam was definitely female. And it seemed to me almost like she knew me, like I knew her, she knew me. There was some type of weird bond. It was something, I don't know. I don't know. But, yeah, and I haven't seen her since. But it did. It like reprogrammed my brain and my mind, so... But I do think whenever, I do believe in the afterlife. I believe we're reincarnated, things like that. I think I don't even know what to think. Something definitely visited me, but what was it? Why? Where did we go? You know, and was the OCD, was that because of her? You know, I think so. And I know it sounds crazy, you know, but we hear about these things all the time, like, you know, where people, you know, they have these weird encounters, and then, you know, it'll change who they are, the makeup of their very being, you know, and it did. It's so incredibly powerful, you know. And then another weird thing happened, and I've told you guys about it too. 4th of July, I was going to visit a girl, and I saw a blue orb in the sky, and the blue orb was like the same color as the bean when I was a child. And it would go up about cloud level, it would go up to the sky, to the right, back down, you know, move around. And we actually have it on video, you know. But the reason I'm telling you that is because I've never seen that color of blue. You know, it was the one and only time. You know, I've heard about people that have a near-death experience where they die, they go to another place, and they come back. And I think that's what happened to me. You know, people always ask me, or always, you know, I'm very interested in NDEs, near-death experience, and I think I died. I truly do. Maybe it was a guardian angel, you know, maybe it was an alien. I don't know. I really don't know. But I don't like talking about it. Because look, I'm telling you, like, I had trouble in school. I had to battle with depression. I had like psychological issues, mental issues. Like, it really, really messed me up bad, you know. And to this day, I'm good. I'm good now. But I have this weird thing, because I know it was real, and I know I'm worried like she might come back, you know. And even when I'm laying in bed at night, I'll open my eyes and kind of look around. Oh, I just got scared. Whew. So I just like look around, and you know, I worry she might come back, but I'm not afraid. So I'm going to leave it at that, guys. You know, if you guys have had anything like that happen to you, please tell me, because it would help me. I'd like to hear, you know, what happened, or your story if you have one. All right, guys.